So welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Marina here, and as always I'm excited to welcome you to another video. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Marina. I live in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in Canada, and on this channel I share information to make settling into life in Canada seamless for newcomers and foreign trained professionals. There's something for you to learn on this channel, so please do well to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification so you know every time I upload new content. To my returning subscribers, thank you once again for stopping by and clicking to watch this video. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be talking about a question that has come up multiple times. Like every time I say, what do you want me to talk about? I get this question. Shout out to you, Fatu Praise, for being relentless in asking this question and making sure I address it. So today I'm finally going to be addressing the conversation everybody has been talking about. People are leaving Canada. A lot of professionals are getting frustrated and leaving the country. Marina, why haven't you left? So today I'm going to be talking about my experience and why I have not left Canada yet. Right? Before I go into why I haven't left Canada, I'm just going to take a moment to say thank you to our friends at Lemonade Finance for partnering with me and sponsoring today's video. If you have not heard about Lemonade Finance, you are in luck. Lemonade Finance is a transfer platform that makes transferring money from the UK, the US, and Canada to 10 African countries seamless, fast, easy, and very convenient. I'm originally from Nigeria, and it takes me 5 minutes or less to fund my Lemonade Finance wallet and transfer directly to any bank account in Nigeria. 5 minutes or less. I get to do these seamless transactions at zero transfer fees and at very competitive rates. Nigeria is not the only country you can transfer to on the Lemonade Finance app. Other African countries that you can transfer to include Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast. I'm going to list all of the African countries that you can transfer to on the Lemonade Finance app on the screen and in the description box. So if you're looking to transfer money from the UK, the US, Canada to any of these countries, Lemonade Finance is the way to go. To get started, all you have to do is download the Lemonade Finance app on the Play Store or the App Store, follow the prompts to set up your account, and if you use the referral code Marina as you set up that account, you can get some cash back on the value of your first transaction over $100. Who doesn't like some extra cash? So do well to use the referral code so you can take advantage of the cash back. Lemonade Finance is easy, it is fast, it is very convenient, and the rates are competitive. All of this at zero transfer fees, no extra charges to you. It doesn't get better than that. So do well to download the Lemonade Finance app today and get your account set up and begin to enjoy this seamless service at no extra cost to you. You can check the description box for more details. If you need extra help setting that account up, I have previous videos that I've done that detail a step-by-step process on how you can get that account set up. I'll link it on the screen and in the description box, so do well to check that out. If you're looking for fast, if you're looking for easy, if you're looking for convenience, Lemonade Finance is the plug. So download the Lemonade Finance app today and get transferring. Okay, so now to go into the question that I have been asked. Why haven't you left Canada yet? Guys, you know me, in this I'm going to be as realistic as I can in this video and talk about the two sides of this question. I'm not going to sit down here and be completely oblivious of what is happening in Canada. Yes, things are very different. Things are different today from what it was almost 7 years ago when I first moved here. Things are very different, and I'm going to be talking about some of them. First of all, the cost of living has significantly increased in Canada. Now, I don't know if this is peculiar to Canada or it's just happening all over the world, but I know that, inflation is hitting everywhere in the world, but Canada is significantly more expensive than what it was a couple of years ago. The cost of rent has skyrocketed, the cost of groceries, the cost of living generally is significantly more expensive. Like everybody is feeling the burn, like regardless of what you earn, we all feel it that things have gotten significantly more expensive. There was a report that I saw recently that said there was a 14% decline in the number of permanent residents who applied for Canadian citizenship. So there's a 14% decline in the number of people who are interested in becoming Canadian citizens. Some of these permanent residents are moving back to their home countries. Some people are ditching Canada and moving to other countries. Like it's tough. I'm not going to pretend it is tough. Like it's getting harder and harder by the day. Our healthcare system has seen better days. Like there's a whole lot of shortage in the medical staff, like with nurses, with doctors. There's very high labor shortages, which means that demand is more than supply. Like, more people are now dependent on very few doctors, and it is hard, guys. In the emergency room, there are people who have waited 6 to 9 hours in the emergency room to see a doctor. Emergency, like you go to the hospital for an emergency and you have to wait 6 to 9 hours before somebody attends to you. There was a news report that we saw recently about a former nurse who called an ambulance, and it took almost 2 hours for the ambulance to get to her. She was on the ground for 2 hours waiting for help to come. That particular report was very heartbreaking because, number one, it was a retired nurse, somebody who had been on the other side providing services to people, to now be in that position where she needed help, and it took about 2 hours before an ambulance got to her. She was calling her family, calling her children, and saying her goodbyes because she was very sure she was going to die. It was a very heartbreaking story, but that's the reality of what the Canadian healthcare system has become. And guys, it is a lot. Like, and with foreign trained professionals, like, considering that immigration is still a big deal in Canada, there are very many bottlenecks in the licensing processes for foreign trained professionals, especially in the medical field. Like, you have people who are foreign trained doctors, foreign trained nurses who come in here, and even with these shortages, you would think that the licensing processes would be seamless, and it would make sense for these people to be able to convert their licenses quite quickly, just so that we can plug the gaps that we're already seeing in the medical sector. But the bottlenecks are a lot. Like, it takes a long time for foreign trained professionals to get licensed here. For some of them, they have to write countless exams. These exams are expensive, and then you see medical doctors who end up driving taxis, medical doctors who end up delivering pizza because that's the way they can feed their family. So it's just a whole lot of things going on here. Some of them don't make sense to me, but it's the reality on the ground. All of this is starting to get to the foreign trained professionals who move from their home countries with high hopes, with the dreams that Canada is going to be a better option from where they're coming from. So these frustrations are really high. The frustrations are a lot. I'm very well aware of that. And for me, why haven't I left? There are a number of reasons, guys. There are a number of reasons. When we first moved here 7 years ago, things were not as expensive as it is now. And even then, we had to make tough choices. Like, just realizing that this is home now. We're going to be here for a while. The best that we can do for ourselves is to face the reality of what was in front of us. Like, of course, there's no perfect country. So we manage our expectation right from the get-go to say, look, this is home now, and we're going to make the best of the opportunities that we have here. So we told ourselves the truth. We faced our realities right from the start. So we did not try to live above our means. That's the first reason why we chose to come to Saskatoon. The whole idea was, okay, we're going to live here for a while and then we'll move away. But Saskatoon has been home. It felt like home right from the very beginning, and that's why we haven't moved yet. But the reality was, it was because we could not afford, in quotes, we could not afford to go where we really wanted to go from the get-go, is why we chose to come here first. So that was a tough adjustment to make, but it was an adjustment that was necessary because of our prevailing circumstance. So it's something that we have adjusted to right from the beginning. Just be realistic in the expectation that we have of ourselves and the expectations that we have of our country. Why haven't I left? We have created a system that works. We have created a system that is working for us as a family, right? And part of it is some of these things I just talked about, and being able to make realistic decisions based on our prevailing circumstance. Another thing that I notice is influencing the frustration that a lot of newcomers are facing in Canada is that there seems to be some kind of unrealistic expectation. Fewer people are doing proper research before they make that kind of move. Like, you move from one country to the other, it is expected that you have done some research, you have read about where you're going, you know what the prevailing circumstances in that country is, and you're making decisions to adjust to those prevailing conditions. It seems like some of the people here paint unrealistic pictures to the people who are trying to move here. So there's a disparity between the expectations that they have and the reality that's on ground. Like, if you have to do 3 jobs to fund the lifestyle that you're showing people, the least that you can do is tell them that you're doing 3 jobs to fund that lifestyle, instead of giving the person the impression that if you just come, you're just going to land one job and you'll be able to live like this. It takes time to build some of the things that you see on social media. For the people that you follow, for the pictures that they paint to you, it takes time before people build to that level. So for those of us who are already here, and you're giving advice to people who are trying to land in Canada, paint a realistic picture. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. If you're funding your lifestyle on credit, tell them it is credit, just so that people don't put themselves under undue pressure because they feel like something is wrong with them. Like, if it's working for you, why is it not working for them? But you're not telling them the truth about how you're really funding those things. So if we want to be realistic, we need to be painting realistic pictures for those of us who are here. For those people who are trying to move here, be realistic in your expectations. You're leaving your country, you're coming here, just know that you are the one who's going to adjust to Canada. It is not Canada that will adjust to you. Inflation is happening all over the world. It does not seem like the cost of living in Canada is going to reduce. It seems like it will continue to go higher. So the onus is on you to make adjustments. The onus is on you to make decisions that will not be too much of a disadvantage to you down the line. Some of the things that I have done over the years that is working for my family right now, I'm going to be sharing some of those things with you. Number one, I'm not afraid to say that I cannot afford things. I'm very realistic with myself in what I can afford, in the expectations that I put on myself, just so I'm not under undue pressure to keep up with the Joneses, under undue pressure to keep up a lifestyle that is not sustainable. I'm not afraid to say, no, I can't afford that, or no, it's outside my budget. If you followed this channel for a while, you know, in the first couple of years that I moved to Canada, I bought clothes from gently used stores. That's what I wore for like the first couple of years. I made those adjustments, tough adjustments, because I could not afford anything otherwise. And I'm not ashamed to say that. It is paying off now, because right now you cannot pressure me. Nobody can pressure me to go and put my hand in things I can't afford. The worst it can be is I can't afford this. You will laugh. All of us will move on. You know, so be realistic with yourself. Stay where you can afford. Go where you can afford. Don't compare yourself with people who have had years ahead of you or years before you to build equity, to build credit history, to build credibility, so that they are able to access credit that you may not be able to as a newcomer. So be realistic in the expectations that you put on yourself. Number two, thankfully, I'm in a career that has an upward trajectory, in a pretty stable industry. So I am not constantly afraid of, oh, I'm going to lose my job. What if I don't have a job? What if I don't have a job? Still comes down to being able to live within a lifestyle that you can afford. So even if you lose your job, would you be able to sustain your lifestyle for a couple of months if you don't find another job immediately? All of those questions you should ask yourself. You are the only one who can answer that question. For us, my husband and I are in relatively stable careers and stable industries, but we are constantly upskilling. We're constantly upskilling to make sure that we remain relevant in these industries. We remain relevant at work, so that if they're going to fire people, it's not you they'll tell to go first. Because you come with skills, you come with experiences that will be hard to replicate. So you must be developing yourself. In the industry where you find yourself, you must be adding value. It's not just to go there and mark register and earn a salary. You must be adding value. You must be creating value. You must be creating relevance, so that before they let you go, they will have to think twice to say, okay, no, are we going to be able to replicate this person? Are we going to be able to replace the skills, the values that this person brings? You must make yourself that person, that valuable employee that an employer will not want to let go of immediately. Okay, so constantly upskill. If you need to switch careers, if you need to pivot to a career that, okay, maybe it's a little more lucrative for where you are, it might be worth it to consider. Okay, passion is great, but passion cannot pay for groceries. Passion is great, but passion does not pay for mortgage. Are you guys seeing the mortgage rates these days? Your passion alone cannot pay for that. So just make sure that as you're bringing passion to your job, you're also making sure that you're putting that passion in a lucrative venture that will be able to pay and sustain your lifestyle. Okay? And guys, one thing that I say a lot on this channel is to make sure you remember your why. What is the reason why you're doing what you're doing? What's the drive? What is driving you? What is the reason why you have made this move that you have made? At times where it gets difficult, an understanding and a remembrance of your why is what will keep you going, to keep holding on even when things get difficult. So remember your why. Remember the why. That's what has helped me all of these years. Canada is hard, guys, but people are thriving. Canada is hard, people are still landing six-figure jobs. Canada is hard, people are still buying multiple property. People are still flying to choice places for vacation. People are still buying their dream cars. People are thriving in this country. As hard as it is, yes, it is tough for the majority, but there are people who have found ways to turn this seemingly difficult situation into an advantage, and they are thriving for it. They may not be the majority, but they are there, and that's what I choose to focus on. As hard as it is, there are people who are still thriving. Why can't I? What do those people know that I don't? Learn. upskill, find alternative sources of income. Don't depend on one source of income. Learn skills that will help you to provide services on the side or something on the side that diversifies your income. Because as hard as it is, I don't know if it's going to get easier. I do not know if it's going to get easier. So the onus is on us to make the adjustments, to make sure that it does not become so much of a disadvantage as we progress. So that's why I haven't left Canada yet. I've created a system that's working, and I'm going to continue to thrive in this country. God has helped us. I have been thriving, and I will continue to thrive. You guys are going to keep seeing it. I will thrive, and I will share with you guys to say, look, things are hard, but things are also working, okay? I don't want you to focus only on the negatives. I have become a better professional in Canada. I'm not even going to lie. My life has become better since I've been here. As a person, as a professional, as a parent, as all round, I have become a better version of myself. And besides, where do I want to run to? If I decide I want to move, where exactly am I going to go? I've told you guys now, I can count on one hand how many family members I still have in Nigeria. It feels like all of my siblings are all over the world. Like, where do I go? I have no parents in Nigeria. I have no parents-in-law. There's almost like the core of me as Nigerian has shifted. I don't know, but guys, I don't have a lot of options. So this is the home that I know right now, and I'm going to make the best of it. So that's kind of why I'm still here. And for those of you who are looking to come here, I don't want you to get discouraged. Don't come here with a defeatist mindset. If you come here with the mindset of, oh, things are hard, people don't thrive, that's exactly what's going to happen for you. But if you come here with the mindset of, even if things are hard, I am still going to find a way to thrive, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. A lot of it depends on the people you associate yourself with, especially in that beginning, that first period where you land. The people that you meet, the people that you associate yourself with will either make or mar your journey in this country. Yes, like I said, things are hard. We're not oblivious of that, but people are also thriving here. You just have to position yourself appropriately, do the right research, network with the right people, and the trajectory can only be upward. Okay, so I just thought I would come share my 2 cents with you guys today, just share what my experience has been, and just to encourage those of you who are looking to come here but you're getting discouraged by the news. People are still thriving here, and your case is not going to be different. If you position yourself appropriately, you can thrive as well. Well, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you learned from it, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. For those of you who have been here, what has been the most difficult part of adjusting to life here? For those of you who have been new, what has your shockers been? Is there something that you were told and then when you came here, the perspective was different or the reality was different? Leave that in the comment section. Let's bounce ideas off each other. Please do not forget to check the description box to learn all the details about Lemonade Finance and get your account set up today. Thank you again for watching this video, guys, and until I come your way in the next one, it's your girl Marina saying thank you and have an awesome day. Bye, guys.